last 2 months, the whole world has been adapting to a new way of working. Virtual events and meetings have grown substantially, and Zoom has taken the events industry by storm. So here I am jumping on a quick call with an alternative virtual events hosting company to show you its capabilities and differences to other systems out there. Here is Jay Blake from Remo to tell us more.
Hi, good afternoon. Pleasure to be with you.
Hi there. So what do you do and what is Remo, Jay?
Okay, so I am the networking ambassador. So I spend my life networking on behalf of my clients and helping people to build relationships. Historically, that was always done face-to-face. That was done by visiting in-person events. But in January of this year, I came across Remo, and Remo is a means of having virtual events. And I initially thought that it would be an ideal add-on to the in-person events that I was attending. And then COVID-19 happened, and so of course it's gone from being a nice to have to an essential. And I'm really enjoying helping people to see the benefits that Remo provides, and how it provides a genuine alternative to things like Zoom.
Okay, so you obviously mentioned COVID there. So how has COVID impacted Remo?
It has impacted it massively. It has taken it from, as I say, a product that is finding its feet, from a product that is a nice to have, from a product that is an add-on to face-to-face in-person events, and has turned it into a product that is so useful and so valuable in these times when we can't get together in person, and therefore it is absolutely of its time.
Okay, brilliant. And so how does Remo differ from other systems out there?
The key difference for me, the easiest way to understand the difference between Remo and other products is the fact that it is user-centric. Mm-hmm. So Zoom and other products of that sort are very much presenter-centric. So the presenter is always in control. The presenter decides when and who you should meet with. So I've spoken to people in the last few weeks who have said to me, I've gone to a Zoom networking event with a couple of people that I knew were also going to be at that event, and I was planning on speaking to them while I was there. Mm-hmm. However, because I was put in a different breakout meeting, there was no way of me transitioning into the same room that they were in so that I could have a quiet conversation with them as part of the networking event. So of course I could set up a separate meeting and I could speak to them separately, but actually the ability to do what most of us do when we're at in-person events is we might use it as an opportunity to have a 5-minute conversation with somebody that either we already know or that we've just met in a more personal way, and Remo gives you that both that control and those opportunities.
Okay, fantastic. And so how has COVID changed sort of the impact on Remo and what clients' views and on virtual events as well? What kind of impact has it had?
I think the biggest impact is acceleration of acceptance. And what I mean by that is there were a lot of people that had no need to get used to being on camera. Because if you don't need to, then why would you? It's not an easy thing to do. It's not a natural thing to do. We don't look. Most of us aren't as blessed as you to I'm sure like the look of yourselves on camera, and therefore it takes some getting used to. And also we kind of. If it's a recorded thing, we then hear ourselves, and as somebody who's run a video production company, I am so used to the first time anybody sees themselves on video going, oh, I don't sound like that. Well, yeah, sadly to everybody else, I kind of sound how I sound. So there's all of those hurdles that people have been forced over, and therefore it really is something that has come of age.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I mean, is there any kind of last remarks? Is there any a top tip, perhaps, that you could be giving to anyone that is about to host a virtual event, perhaps?
Yeah, I think if you are hosting a virtual event, the key thing is to ensure that everybody's getting their chance to communicate. So even in something like Remo, giving people an opportunity to ensure that they've had their say, that they've had their their opportunity to speak. So for a host, that would be my recommendation.
Thank you very much for that, Jay. I think that was really good to hear and to learn a little bit more about Remo. And so how can anyone that might be interested in finding out more, what do they do? Where do they go?
I'm really easy to find. So Jay Blake Marlowe finds you on both Facebook and LinkedIn. And Jay at YourAmity.co.uk finds me via email. So do get in touch.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jay.
Not a problem. It's been a real pleasure.